Hello Scentatics, welcome to Fragrance Therapy. I'm your host Alam, and I get asked all the time, what are some really good fragrances for a special occasion or formal events? And there are certainly a few DNAs that can really help you stand out and go perfectly with a suit and tie. And the truth is, you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get something that smells amazing and classy at the same time. I'll give you 10 incredible yet affordable options that will have you smelling like $1,000,000 for your next special occasion or formal event. So in my opinion, there's some keys to a really good special occasion fragrance. It needs to be bold, it needs to be memorable, and it needs to have some decent longevity to get you throughout the event. But it needs to do all that without being super loud and super overpowering, because you don't want to choke out the people around you that could already be in a stuffy environment. First up, we have Afnan's newest release, 9 p.m. Elixir. And I dropped this thing and broke it right before filming, so I'm going to set that aside. And 9 p.m. Elixir is inspired by JPG's Le Male Elixir Absolute. Now you might be thinking, a JPG inspired fragrance for a formal event? And I get it, when you hear JPG, you probably are thinking super sweet, casual scents. But this DNA is totally different. This is a rich, deep, and magnetic scent profile. You get this mature opening with spices and leather. As it dries down, it settles into this smooth, sweet amber and vanilla finish. And on top of that, this is not a one-to-one take on Elixir Absolute either. This one does have a bit of a sharper opening, but at the same time, as it dries down, it does get a little heavier and darker than the original. In my opinion, that makes it a great option for formal events, especially in the fall and winter. Excellent performance also. I get 8 hours on skin with solid projection for the first couple of hours. Next up, we have Arabiyat Prestige's Noor, and this is cloning BDK's Gris Charnel Extrait but with a twist. This takes that woody, spicy Gris Charnel DNA, it amps everything up and adds a smooth leather. This one is almost like taking that Gris Charnel DNA and mixing it with something like Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. Tons of spices with this one, cardamom, saffron, nutmeg. You also get this powdery iris and this jammy fig. You also get this almost leathery resin with labdanum. And then you get that actual smooth leather accord along with the sweet, creamy tonka bean and vanilla base. This is a smooth and well-balanced scent with this leathery and spicy opening that dries down into this sensual, almost chocolatey and vanillic masculine scent. Excellent longevity with this one, 8 hours, moderate projection. Again, the darker notes do make this ideal for the colder weather. Now there are a bunch of Arabiyat fragrances that have popped off this year, but for some reason this one just flies under the radar, but I do think it's worth considering. So I definitely wanted to include some warmer weather special occasion fragrances. Think destination wedding in a warmer climate. You need something fresh, bold, yet classy. Perfect option for that is Armaf's Cub de Nuit Parchou 1. And in my opinion, this is the best take on Creed's Aventus Absolute. This is a more mature and dressed up take on that Aventus DNA. Fresh and citrusy, but with this solid dose of mossy woodiness. You still get that signature pineapple along with citruses, pepper, and some sweet caramel. Tons of woods with cedar and oak moss. You also get additional sweetness with amber, vanilla, and the sweet leather note in the base. Good longevity also, especially for a fresher fragrance, 7 to 8 hours on skin, moderate projection that transitions to a more intimate scent after that first hour. A great classy freshie that also works great for like a big work event. Next up, we have Khadlaj Titan, and this is an excellent take on Armani's Stronger With You Parfum. A woody ambery fragrance that has a fresh and spicy opening, but this deep sweet dry down. Spicy citrus burst in the opening with mandarin, pink pepper, and grapefruit. Aromatic lavender and some darker notes with incense and this smooth, supple suede. You still get that healthy dose of rich and creamy vanilla, amber, and tonka bean. That gives it that signature sweetness that this DNA is known for. But it is less sweet and more dressed up, especially when you compare it to all the other Stronger With You DNAs. Excellent performance also, 8 hours on skin, even long run clothes, strong projection for that first hour or two. The warm, spicy, and deep nature makes it perfect for colder weather, think fall and winter special events. Next up, we have Joe Milano's Game of Spades Moon, and this is a sweet, spicy, and woody scent profile. This is the best clone of Bond No. 9's New York Nights, hands down. Tons of florals on top with jasmine, gardenia, and carnations, but don't let that scare you, because this really doesn't come off as this super feminine or flowery fragrance. I think some of the more prominent notes show up in the mid. You get patchouli, sea notes, and sandalwood. and that gives it a clean aquatic freshness and some earthy warmth. Sweet gourmands in the dry down with caramel and coffee, it gives it this really interesting and sweet finish. I, for one, love coffee fragrances, but if you don't, not to worry. The coffee is not overpowering this, it's just a bit of an enhancer. This is a complex scent that balances that bright freshness with this cozy edible sweetness. Good longevity with 7+ hours with moderate projection, and that combo of fresh and sweet makes it a good transitional weather fragrance. Think spring and fall, maybe even cooler summer nights. Next up we have Tobacco 01. And this is an original creation by Swiss Arabian. Now, Swiss Arabian is one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrance houses. They give us some really good clones, but most of their releases are niche original creations that are still relatively affordable. The stars of the show in this fragrance are plum, tobacco, and honey. It has this sweet opening with the aforementioned plum and honey along with apple and a spicy blend of pink pepper and labdanum. You also get amber, ylang-ylang, and patchouli in the mid. I, for one, typically struggle with ylang-ylang. It usually gives this sour note that I just don't like. Thankfully, it is not super prominent in this one and does not ruin the fragrance for me. This also has this lovely base of that tobacco, cashmere, vanilla, and sandalwood. And also note, this is an extrait de parfum. You're going to get amazing longevity, 10 hours on skin. Again, moderate projection, exactly what you're looking for this kind of scent profile. Now granted, Swiss Arabian is a bit pricier than the others on the list, but trust me, if you haven't given them a shot, you are totally missing out. Let's do another freshie with Khadlaj's Shiaka Shadow. And Khadlaj has quickly become another one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrance houses. This is my second Khadlaj on the list, and they have been releasing bangers this year. And this is a take on Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt Electrique. This is like a blue shower gel fragrance, but it's mixed with some deeper, darker notes. Opens super fresh and aromatic with grapefruit and lavender. You also get peppery notes and some woods with cedar. Then it transitions to this musky, earthy, and mossy dry down. I know what you might be thinking, how can like a blue shower gel type of fragrance be good for a special occasion? But trust me, those deeper and darker notes as it dries down do help it become a little bit more classy. Good longevity, about 7 hours with good projection to match. That combo of freshness and deeper depth make it a perfect warm weather yet classy fragrance. This thing got a lot of hype when it was first released and it was well deserved. I also think this could be a great option for that younger crowd. Next up we have Rayhan's Obsidian, and this is from another house that's been killing the game recently. They really do have a pulse on what the people want. Recently there's been tons of discontent around the Dior Homme Parfum reformulation. So what does Rayhan go and do? They release a darn good take on that beloved Dior Homme Parfum 2014 DNA. Rayhan Obsidian is bold, it's sophisticated, and comes off classy as heck. Make no mistake, this one is all about that lipsticky iris, combined with the smooth leather and woody accord. You also get a good dose of florals and this musky undertone. Now Rayhan is known for incredible performance, but this is not quite beast mode. This is the newest fragrance on the list, so maybe it needs to mature, but longevity is only about 6 to 7 hours, maybe a stronger projection than the others on the list, but again, not a room filler. An amazing alternative to a beloved discontinued DNA, and I do hope some of these fragrance houses do more of that. Now the next one got some love when it first came out, but it seems like no one really talks about it anymore, and that's Lattafa's Emir. To me, Clive Christian makes some of the classiest fragrances around, but the problem is they are expensive as heck. Luckily, Lattafa has given us an affordable alternative to one of their best, Town & Country. I said earlier that I love coffee fragrances, but I love tea fragrances even more. This is my go-to fragrance when I want to show off a good tea fragrance that really takes people by surprise. I totally love this thing. The profile blends fruits, citruses with spices, and of course that prominent tea note. The top notes include juniper berry, clary sage, and citrus. The mid features that amazing white tea and my favorite fragrance spice of all time, cardamom. Musky and earthy dry down with ambergris, cashmere, and patchouli, and cedarwood. Solid longevity also, you're going to get 7 to 8 hours, much like the others that is a moderate projector. In my opinion, this can be used all year round, probably still the best for like spring, summer, and fall due to the blend of citrus and warm spices. Maybe avoid in the dead of winter. Still, an amazing tea fragrance that can really help you stand out. And finally, to my current obsession, and that's French Avenue's Access. This is French Avenue's take on Byredo's Vanille Antique. I don't know how close this gets to the OG, and honestly I don't care, because this thing to me is perfection. I have to fight the urge to automatically reach for this one anytime I'm the least bit dressed up. This thing is a deep, woody, and resinous vanilla fragrance. You get the notes of freesia, plum, and woods along with amber, labdanum, and a prominent and smooth vanilla. No doubt the star of the show here is this dark, mature, and slightly smoky vanilla. This is not your typical sweet gourmand vanilla either. It is a very, very unique use of vanilla. Also, amazing longevity. Last time I wore this for an office event, I got a solid 9 to 10 hours. Probably the strongest projector on the list as well. A cozy, dark, and warm scent that is my go-to for fall and winter formal events. Like I said earlier, I've never tried the original, but I have read that this leans a little bit more into the darker notes than the OG, and that does make this a little bit more of a masculine take on that DNA. I simply do not know why this doesn't get the hype it deserves. To me, this is absolutely incredible. So there you have it, folks. 10 amazing, affordable, yet classy fragrances for your next formal event or special occasion. Hopefully I gave you enough variety to cover any weather scenario that you're up against. And let me know in the comment, what is your go-to special occasion fragrance? Also, please hit that like and subscribe button. We are chipping away at our next milestone, which is 5,000 subs. And each and every sub does help us get there. And much, much love to all those who have already subscribed. And as always, stay tuned for more affordable fragrance content. Until next time, I'm out.